Hi guys, I am super excited because I'm going to be showing you how to use our Finding Magic skin action. So let's get started. What I love about this action is that while we are going to be softening the skin, we are going to go ahead and try to protect that texture as well. So first things first, I want to make sure that you start off with a nice canvas. So after you've completed your editing or if you decide you want to do skin first before you do any artistic editing, that would actually be my suggestion, is to first do the skin and then go ahead and start working on your image. So I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate my background. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the spot healing brush tool, and we're just going to clean up the skin before we run this action. So you see all these little hairs that are right over here. We're going to want to remove those. So I'm just going to use my spot healing brush tool, and we're just going to remove them. And I usually switch between this and the patch tool, which is right over here, and just start off with that little square. So you just grab and drag. And the reason I like to use these is because it does protect the skin and it does retain that texture, which is very important to me. So this action will work great if you want to maintain the texture while still keeping a nice soft skin look. I definitely do think that these quick actions always work best on younger skin just because they have, more perfect skin than we do. So right now the only thing I'm really removing is are all the stray hairs and stuff like that. An adult or a teenager, you might need to clean up the skin a little bit more. So just kind of moving pretty quickly here. Okay, so once we do that, you're going to go ahead and run your action. And first things first, this will flatten your image. So you're going to go here and it will flatten your image. We're just going to hit play. And my computer is slow. Sorry about that. It will open up in the layers, and what you'll see is that there's going to be a layer that says more skin texture. So if you feel like you blur out her skin too much, you're going to want to go ahead and turn this texture on. So first thing, we're going to scroll in here, and on our black mask that you see here, we're going to grab a soft brush. I'm going to set it to 50%, and I'm just going to paint it over her skin here. And it's very, very small. You can barely tell, which is what we want, because this is going to retain all of the texture. So watch if I turn it off and on. Let me go further back, off and on. Now I can increase my brush if I feel like it's too light. Right? So that's me with an 83% brush. Now you can really see it. If I feel like the texture is pretty much gone and I want more texture in here, let me just scoot in a little bit. You see how this has pretty texture, but then down here we're starting to lose that texture. I can turn on my texture layer and it starts to bring it back. And it's basically just adding a little bit of noise, but I can just reduce it a tad bit here. And there we go, that brings some of that texture back to the skin, which is perfect, and now I'm happy with it. I go back to 50% because I really do like it just to be just a hint. And this protects you know, if you have freckles and things like that, it's going to protect that beautiful texture. We don't want to get rid of that. We just want to soften the skin, or the color grading underneath it is really what we want to do. So this is before, and then this is after. And let me get further out so you can see that a little bit better. Before